I got a request to use the Wicked Avatar with Drytrons. I used the Wicked Gods back in 2016 for a request back then. It was the Wicked Gods mixed with normal pendulums. So I used the normal pendulums to summon the Wicked Gods. I took that video down because of copyright. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is because I didn't even know that the Wicked Avatar... I didn't know about the Wicked Avatar's first effect, believe it or not. Its first effect is your opponent can activate spell or traps cards until the end of their second turn after this card's effect activation. I knew about its Moon Mirror Shield effect, but I honestly didn't know about that first effect. Or maybe I forgot about it, one or the other. But I don't remember it having that effect. But it does. And it's a pretty insane effect too, because it's basically Cold Wave, except it lasts for 2 turns instead of 1. And you'll see in one of the duels, I just basically locked down a Sky Striker player. This card just poops on Sky Strikers. Like, how do they even play around this card? Like, they just lose, right? Like, it's like an auto win against Sky Strikers. So yeah, I thought it was a good request. This is my build of the deck. I am running like this card Advance, because I do still think you want to summon Diviner of the Herald, because you can send Eva with this, or you can send Herald of Barklight, and you can either search 2 Light Fairies or get Arclight and send that, and then get a search. And if you do that, you can card advance, and then you can still summon your Wicked Avatar. I feel like 3 is a bit too much, so I cut it down to 2. I was running 3 at one point though. But you only need really 1 of it, but I wanted to draw it every now and then, so I ran 2. Just in case I'd need it if I have to summon the Herald. In some of the duels, I didn't have to summon the Herald, so I could have distributed the Drytrons. I will say this, it is really hard to get out Herald with the Avatar. It's just too many, it requires too many cards to do it. So don't expect to get out like a Herald of Perfection plus the Wicked Avatar and have a bunch of negates in your hand. It's not going to be viable that way. But if you're playing against certain decks, this card will just auto win against certain archetypes like Sky Striker, for instance. Just any archetype that runs a lot of spell and traps, they just automatically lose, right? Yeah, it's a deck I got a couple replays. One against Dynamorphia with the guy kind of messed up or whatever, and then one against Sky Striker. So I'll show the Sky Striker replay first. He does have a bunch of hand traps, but he unfortunately didn't draw any. Well, the background actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, we got Ben 10, so summon Herald there. For that I go for Sarah Uja. You can go for Sarah Uja in this deck pretty easily. Pot of Babris is really good in this deck too. And I activate card advance. Summon the Wicked Avatar. There we go. And he is completely locked down. He cannot play at all. He can't activate any of these cards for 2 turns. That was just 1 turn, so I still have another turn of that effect. But he's about to lose here. So Ben 10 dot deck, by the way. Like, this deck is so reliant on Ben 10, it's not even funny. Like, let me ask you guys something. What do Drytrons do without Ben 10? Like, how do they win without Ben 10? Like, I'm curious. to know that answer because I just don't see them being very good without it. I guess you could go for like, you could make like a Chaos Max, like ritual deck, I guess, with Drytrons. And you could use them to search the Chaos Max stuff, I guess. But I don't know. It just seems kind of bad to me without Ben 10. This guy activates the Dimension Shifter. I decided not to play the game this turn. I was like, alright, fine. You don't want me to play the game? I won't play the game. Then I'll end my turn. Goes for Duality. For some reason, he normal summons Ash. I don't know why. Maybe he wants to get his life. Maybe he wanted to get his life points as low as possible. You guys gotta let me know how this archetype works because I have no clue how this archetype works. I'm actually confused. But he activates that, cuts his life points to 1,000, and then he activates Spirit Flames to bounce. I don't know why he activated 2, but he activated both of them. But this card here makes it so that all your opponent's monsters are 1,000 attack. It's equal to their life points. So all my monsters that I summoned, let's say I summoned this thing, right? It would have been 1,000 attack because that's how much life points he has. Now here's the thing, he put this in attack mode. So even if I had a monster with 1,000, I could have still won. I don't know if he has any, yeah, he has a synchro in here, but he can't summon it. I don't know what his goal was with that. I attack his Ash Blossom, but it didn't matter. Because I could have just attacked this anyway, so he would have lost regardless. Because I would have just attacked this. So this card basically countered this card here. Everything would have been 1,000 for this card, right? But this card takes precedence over this card. So this card would have been 3,100 regardless of this. This effect didn't matter at all. And I could have just beat over this, so he would have lost regardless. This thing literally countered that card, hilariously enough. But yeah, he should have kept the Ash in hand or whatever. I don't know why he played it on the board, but like I said, he would have lost regardless. Because I would have just attacked the 1,500, so it was a misplay, but he would have lost regardless, so it didn't matter. Maybe he like meant to set it and he accidentally summoned it by mistake. I've done that before. Maybe he felt like he's gonna get OTK'd on the following turn or whatever, and he's like, I better set this just in case. You know, there's been times where I've had to set an Ash Blossom or whatever to protect my life points and stuff. It comes up every now and then. But I unfortunately countered his card with this, so like I said, he would have lost regardless. Kind of cool to see a old card counter a new card, you know. That card is pretty insane, though, that Dynamorphia card. Because it's kind of like Walls of Revealing Light almost. Except way better than Walls of Revealing Light. Or is it Wall of Revealing Light? Yeah, Wall of Revealing Light. It's kind of different. It's not the same effect, obviously, but it's kind of almost the same. This thing prevents attacks, but the Dynamorphia just reduces. But you still pay a lot of life. You still have to have a low amount of life points. For both of these cards, you could pay 7,000 for this card, right? Go down to 1,000 life points. And then all monsters under 7,000 can attack. And then the Dynamorphia just makes everything 1,000. So, but you still have to have a low amount of life points. And that's the reason I brought that up, is because you have to have a low amount of life points for both of the cards. So it's kind of similar in that way. That's what a lot of people use wall revealing light for back in the day, was to get their life points really low. Same for this card. You want to get your life points as low as possible. So yeah, kind of cool. I want to see how this archetype works though, because I have no clue really how it works. I got a 4K beater too. And it's only level 6 too. But yeah, I'll check this archetype out one day. But his card got countered by the Wicked Avatar. That's hilarious. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Later.